This is just a quick example of how to graph using Google Docs. So our example here is y equals 2/3 x plus 4. So our y-intercept is 4, and our slope is going to be 2/3, which means to the y values, we're going to add 2, and to our x values, we're going to add 3. And if you need more clarification on that, you should check out the main video on graphing lines. So if I want to graph in Google Docs, I am actually going to start by double-clicking on the graph. And when I do that, it's going to open up Drawing, so Google Draw, and you'll see that there's a grid and a whole bunch of blue points. So I put those blue points in to help you have something that you can graph with. So it is a really good idea to make sure before you open up the graph that you write down what your y-intercept and slope are, so that when you get in there, you still remember what you're doing. So I've already written down that my y-intercept is 4 and my slope is 2/3. So in my drawing, I'm going to start with the y-intercept. So I'm going to pick one of these blue points, and I'm going to click and drag. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to go to Actions, and then I'm going to scroll down. And there's an option here that says Snap to X. And right now it has guides checked off, and I want to turn that off. So I'm going to click on that. That'll make my points line up a little bit better when I go to graph them. So as I said, when I'm going to start with my y-intercept, I'm going to click on one of the points and drag it over to the y-axis and drop it at 4. And now I have a point at 4. So then what I want to do is I want to use my slope. We're going to go up 2 and over 3, and I'm going to grab another point and I'm going to move it up 2 and over 3. So from here, I'm going to go 1, 2 up, and 3 over. And I like the crosshairs to line up with my grid lines before I let go, so that it is mostly on that square. All right, we're going to do another one. So I'm going to click on the dot. I'm going to go to that previous point. I'm going to go 2 squares up and 3 squares over. Let go. Do another one, grab the point, line it up, 2 squares up, 3 squares over, let go. And then do it going the opposite direction. Once you fit as many points on your graph as you can, we're going to use the line tool, which looks like a line, and we're going to click on our very first point. We're going to drag it all the way down to the last point and then let go. And then I want to pick the selection tool, which is that arrow. So I'm going to click on that and it will select my line. I'm going to use the little purple dot at the end to just drag my line a little bit further out. I want to try to make sure that it lines up really nicely with where that last point is. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. I'm just going to drag it out a little further, and I want to make sure that it lines up with where that last point was. And then we're going to add arrows to the ends. Those are at the very end here. If I click on the very last one, I can pick my end arrow. And if I pick on the other one, I can pick my starting arrow. Now you can stop there, or if you want, you can make your line thicker. You don't have to, it's optional. And you can change the color if you want to change the color. And then if you really want, you can click and drag, select all the remaining points and delete them, but you don't really need to do that either. And you'll notice I accidentally deleted my line, so I'm just going to undo, and then maybe I'll just leave the points there. So I'm going to click on Save and Close, and there's my line. That's all you have to do.